this you take your further class, so I should put out science. Because of the I will focus on a special career subject area because if you want to sell like a professional expertise in one area, you should really focus on one very specific. The idea for the 4 years when you get a professional knowledge, I think it's really good because if you focus on very variety of subject areas, you can get a very Jazz of all trades.
Okay, do we have a volunteer? The faster we get a volunteer, the faster we can go home. Or go to lunch. Volunteer? One last opportunity to speak. Yes, great.
I believe it is good for students to, for college students to take courses in a variety of subjects areas, because in that way they can, they would not only focus on they would not only use one specific ways to think of one specific thing. They will have different ways to think of different things. And take myself for example, I was not an English major when I was in college. I majored in library science, and because I majored in library science, I get to know about all kinds of different subjects. I get to know about books in science, about books in humanities, about books in philosophy, for example, and that really broadens my mind. So when I learned, when I chose English as another field which I want to dig into, I could use English not only to study English, but also to study a variety of subjects. Thank you.
A wonderful illustration of our principle. Didn't you enjoy that little short speech? I love it. Okay. Now, good job. So hopefully you have learned something in this workshop. Now, but for those of you that didn't have time to practice and share your knowledge with the class, I've prepared other practice questions that you can brainstorm with your friends or you can challenge your students, doesn't matter, to practice further. And these are questions that I think will allow people to kind of think a little bit, to practice, and to work out an effective structure, right? Now, normally if we had time, I would allow you the opportunity, but we have no time today, so these are just for your reference. So to conclude, normally I would like students to think and reflect about what we have done today, okay? But because of time, we have to do this reflection really quickly. But you can always take this home to keep on reflecting, which is always positive for learning, right? All right, so you won't discuss. What's one thing that you remember from this section, okay? Now, if that one thing you remember from this section is something you can improve on, okay? Like giving example, like setting up a topic sentence, like whatever, okay? I want you to go home and set a goal for yourself on improving this aspect that you have learned from this class, okay? Now, some of you had the opportunity to share with the class, some of you didn't, okay? And you know yourself best, how you have weakness or strength in certain areas. So if it's a weakness that you find for yourself, I want you to think about how you can set up goals to improve that one area. That's how you can improve your speaking one step by step. People come and ask me, how do I speak like you? Well, it's certainly not done in one day, right? So do it slowly. Set a goal, a simple goal. So if you're not a person who can talk like me for 90 minutes or even longer, then start small. Start with 1 minute and then move on to 2 minutes and 3 minutes, and set a goal for yourself on improving one aspect. And through time, you will improve a lot for sure. And well, you don't need to discuss it, but think about how you may want to improve it. Participating in a workshop. I'm not doing advertisement because I don't like workshops. But how you can improve it. Discuss it with your group members. Discuss it with other people who are interested. Attend a Toastmasters program. Practice it by yourself. That's okay. But if you want to practice by yourself, set a plan for yourself. How do I improve daily? How do I make sure I set 5 minutes aside to practice what we have learned today? Record yourself, listen to yourself. That way nobody will laugh at you. You can laugh at yourself, right? And improve yourself. And hopefully your oral communication in English will be improved the next time I see you. All right, that's all for our presentation today.
Do I need to open for questions, or is everybody ready to go? Yes.
Dr. Assistant Professor who has demonstrated a wonderful speech. So maybe you can demonstrate your introduction to us.
Everybody, my students love to know where I'm from and about my background. But okay, so to share with one aspect of myself with you, many people throughout today's workshop probably have wondered, where is she from? How come she can speak like that? How come she can speak so fast? How come she has near native accent and so on and so forth, right? Well, this all starts with my background in education. I went abroad to study actually when I was rather young, and I completed all my education abroad. And by my education abroad, I was able to really learn a lot in terms of language development. My first native language still Mandarin, but I was able to learn my second language from early age on, and I continued throughout. And I studied in Canada, lived there for many years. My interest in language learning started when I went as a child to go to school. But it later developed when I started teaching, tutoring kids. And I found a special kind of ability that I have, and that is to imitate people. I love to imitate since I was young. And so my kind of forte in language learning started off by imitating others. So in my language learning experience, I had lots of opportunity to imitate my teachers, my friends, and so on, and lots of opportunity to perform and so on and so forth. And eventually, it became my career. So that's how I developed my research in this area, just from my past teaching experience, and develop into how I can improve students' language oral proficiency. And because of that, I get to be invited to speak at many different occasions and so on and so forth. But having said that though, it may look to you like I enjoy speaking in front of others, but I don't. That's the interesting thing about I think my career. I don't enjoy speaking at all, especially in front of others. But my job is to teach speaking in front of others and get people to overcome their stage fright. And to tell you the truth, I have stage fright also. When I come into any situation that that's unfamiliar to me, I shiver and shake like everybody. But I do think that through practice and through hard work, I really think you can perfect your English ability. And I really think that it is possible to speak near native, right? even without going abroad to study. I mean, I was lucky enough to go abroad, but you don't have to. Now that I've gone through different processes and developed a lot of strategies, I really believe that it's something that's achievable for all Taiwanese, students who would like to speak, to improve upon their ability in